Good evening, everyone. Before we start, I would like to say a huge thank you to all the requests and feedbacks that we have received and which has encouraged us to schedule the second edition of Be Your Own Boss today. Let me welcome here Padma Rewari from Amchi, Mumbai. Hi, Padma.
Hi, hi Venetia, and hi everyone out there.
And we also have with us Sunita Krishnan, also a Mumbaikar at heart, but residing in Canada currently. Hi, Sunita.
Hi, Venetia. Hi, everyone.
So, Padma and Sunita, before we go on to our topic of the day, let me ask you something very relevant and related to the current scenario. How's the lockdown been treating you?
I have been busy. I've kept myself busy, and that's the trick I think that works. I have also enrolled for courses where I felt, I never had the time while I was working. So this has given me all the opportunity to take up courses that I really wanted to do it. Though it's virtual, but nevertheless, but there's a lot of information that I'm taking in, and I think learning never stops. I've also enrolled for my Kathak class, which I, always wanted to do it and I couldn't pursue it. So it's been fine. I do have my highs and lows, but it's going good so far.
And Sunita, how has it been for you?
Being an entrepreneur, I mean, we've always been working. I mean, 24/7, I've been always working and scheduling myself with meetings and meeting clients. So this lockdown, we can look at it as it's given me an opportunity to be with my family, to see my 10-year-old and to be with him, spend time with him, quality time with my 70-year-old mom and my hubby as well. I'm cooking a lot. So that's something that I always wanted to do. I love to cook. So I'm taking all that, into consideration. I think, yes, it's a hard time. I mean, there is loss of income. We've been home for the last 3 months and there's a lot of, disadvantages, but, you should look at the positive side of it. I'm looking at that and I'm keeping myself positive and keeping going. So thank you for the question.
Before we go on to the introductions, I have a little a surprise for you all. We have Mala ma'am and we have Kirti ma'am here with us.
Oh, nice.
Hello, ma'am.
Yeah, hi, good evening, girls.
Good evening, ma'am.
Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am, we can.
Yeah, so on behalf of Dr. BMN College, thank you so much. It's wonderful to have our alumni here addressing our students, inspiring our students. Both of you are such wonderful role models for the girls. I personally have been following all your achievements, Padma, your writings, your postings on the Proud BMNite, Sunita, your posts. And when you came to visit us, we were really thrilled. We are so proud of both of you. And so thank you. And I look forward to hearing what you have to say.
Thank you so much for giving us this opportunity. Well.
Kirti ma'am, can you hear us?
Oh, definitely. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Good, all the best. It's good to see you all here.
Likewise, ma'am.
We also have Anu ma'am and Alka ma'am. Anu ma'am? Hello, Anu ma'am? Can you hear us?
Hello, can you hear? Yes, I do. Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am, you're audible.
So welcome, girls, back to BMN, and it's lovely to see your faces. And you're taking the BMN forward, and probably we will be the oldie goldies who are going to be slowly retiring from our seats. You are the ones who will have to take the BMN flag higher and higher and higher. And it's wonderful to see your work, your body of work. Both of you have achieved a lot in your tenures of whatever you are doing is fantastic. When you see such lovely posts which keep coming from your end, and your awards and whatever you are achieving. It's such fun, it's like a mother hen feeling so proud of her chickens. Such
Thank you.
beautiful work that you
Thank
both are
you
doing.
so much,
So
ma'am.
all the best, and I hope the students who are hearing you would get a lot of inspiration from whatever you're going to be talking today. And please take over and do a good job. Thank you so
Thank
much
you.
for this. Yeah.
Thank you,
Try your
ma'am.
best.
Yes.
Alka ma'am, would you like to say a few words? I think she is, maybe she'll join us a little later, perhaps. Okay, so let's start with first giving our viewers an introduction. So, Sunita, how about you let us know, your background and currently what you're doing?
Okay, so let me start by saying I'm Sunita Krishnan and residing in Toronto, Canada. But as Vinisha very rightly said, a Mumbaikar at heart, born and raised Mumbaikar. Very proud to be where I am today, and I think a big support structure and my mentors and my gurus have been Dr. BMN College. I've learned a lot from there. I've carried that with me, and I have achieved what I am today. I run 3 licensed childcare centers in Toronto under the Ministry of Education in Ontario, and employing about 60 people under me. And I have been mentoring and giving inspiration to all these employees and various other faculties who work under me as well. So truly blessed to be part of BMN and come this far in my career. Current profile, as I said, I am a licensed childcare owner, and I currently also started my own venture, which is called the Future Canadian Consultancy Services, which actually helps potential clients get to know more about my business and also help you with migration to Canada, along with student visas and work permits, and create employment within Canada for all the potential clients in various other parts of the world. Thank you.
Padma, can we have your background shared with everyone here?
Yeah, sure. I have specialized in human development in the year 1995, and I'm 25 years old with the organization. A lot of gratitude to Dr. BMN Nanavati College of Home Science, which gave me the platform, and that was the beginning of the journey that created the entire passion in me to do something with children. And also to all my professors, a huge loads of gratitude for whatever I am today. I am right now working as a head counselor and mentor for the football ISL under 18 team. I am working into the overall development, and I am mentoring the football youth players today. I moved from school to sports project last 5 years, and it's been a beautiful journey. And throughout, I've been working with kids and families, and it has given me a sense of achievement. And I've also been too passionate about this entire journey. And I really wish to thank all my professors at Dr. BMN College for giving me this platform. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, all of you.
We are also very excited to have you both here sharing completely diverse lines of careers, and despite having a same educational background, with the HD batch major, human development batch major. So we're also excited to have you here. I would like to, I've been wondering that what is it that made you become entrepreneurs? What was it that, pulled you there? Padma, can you First, yeah, you remember we had a conversation, Padma, the other day, that, I forgot I'm a consultant. So first, I would like you to explain to our viewers what exactly is a consultant, what is the career path basically, and
Okay.
how have you reached there?
Okay. I was initially working with schools and I also worked with NGOs. But somewhere I wanted that space and freedom to work the way I wanted to work. Obviously, though, I got a lot of opportunities to explore I did a lot of inclusive education while I worked with schools. I worked in an NGO where I really used the Prangan concept because that was the beginning of my journey, whereby whatever I learned in early childhood education, that was my first job working with Balanand, which is an NGO. Later on, I worked for 10, 15 years, and then I felt that I need that freedom and space to do and explore things and, do the way I wanted to do things. And that's when I got this offer from Reliance to join as a consultant. Though this work is full time, but nevertheless, it gives me all the perks that I require. It gives me recognition. It also gives me challenges, and it's a beautiful journey to work with children and the youth today. So basically, as a consultant, I may not have all the facilities of working in a job, but at the same time, I have the freedom to make choices. I have the freedom to, delegate work. I have the freedom to have choices to take decisions, and also the perks are good. So it's been a good journey.
That's wonderful to know. Sunita, maybe you can tell us how's your journey been?
Okay, so my journey was quite the interesting one. Since I was in college and since I passed out of HD, once I finished my human development, I always wanted to be an entrepreneur. I mean, I always wanted to be my own boss. Something about me, the drive, the passion, I always had that I don't want to work under anybody. I don't know. So this is what it was. And at a very low level, I mean, once I finished college, I don't know if Kirti ma'am remembers, but what I did was I just, spoke to people in my society where I lived. And I just took one of the garage that was available space. And I said, you know what, I'm going to rent this space and I'm going to start my own creative classes for children. So as a 20-year-old, everybody was quite surprised. What do you mean? You want to start something? I'm like, yes, I want to start something. And here I was going around, putting my own flyers, telling people about my classes. And yet enough, I just was very successful. Knowing in a few months, I was running 3 batches. I had more than 50 students coming to my garage and learning from me. I was doing creative classes there, dance classes for children. So I always wanted to be an entrepreneur. That was a drive, a passion, not sure what it was. Then came the opportunity of migrating out of the country. I got an opportunity to marry an NRI. And here I am in Canada 20 years later. So I never let it go. I never let that passion go. I came to Toronto. I upgraded myself. And again, I was very shocked to see that the recognition that Dr. BMN College had. I mean, when I showed my transcripts to Sheridan College in Ontario, they told me, Sunita, you can just get this done in 6 months. Technically, an early childhood education course takes 3 years in Canada. But I was able to get it done within a year because the transcript that was given to me by our college was covering most of the syllabus and more, what it had to offer. So I got my equivalency from Sheridan, and I was a registered early childhood educator at that time. And then I never stopped. The journey just began, and I worked with various companies. I took the experience, and then sure enough, I got an opportunity to own my company, Tot Town Care Incorporated, and here I am 20 years later. So all thanks to the college and all thanks to the confidence and the motivation given to us during our years there. Those are very important years. And yet enough, I want to tell all these girls that are hearing us right now, you have a wonderful platform, girls. Please, use it, take the resources, take the, education that you're getting, and you will go far in life. Trust me on my word.
Sunita, I'd like to
Thank you.
take you back to what you just said. You know, you started in a garage and you know, you distributed your own flyers. And so could you, and I'm sure many of our girls and many of the entrepreneurs who want to start their own play school dream of it, and something holds them back. So can you share, how did you start? You know, how did you begin?
Like I just said, I was sitting one day with my dad we were just having a cup of coffee, and I was telling my dad, I said, Dad, there is this, premise in the society. There's this garage. It's just vacant space, and I mean, why can't I use it to do something productive? And I will give a rent. My dad looked at me. You're going to pay rent? I said, yeah, I will pay rent, and I will take this premise, and I will make something out of it. So it was again just something that came to me. I don't know. It was meant to be. And I mean, that is why I say that always think out of the
I,
box.
I want to get to the practical scenario. So you started with the rent, and then how did you get the kids, and how did you start the
Like I said,
enrollments?
it was word of mouth. I went around talking to people. I got all my friends together. I even called Kirti ma'am to come visit the place once it was all set up and decorated and everything. So I went around talking to people. I mean, communication is key to success. You have to go out of the box. You have to talk to people. You have to let people know what are your ambitions, what are your goals. If you don't come out of the box, you're always going to be inside that box. So, I mean, the
That's
strength of
fantastic.
confidence, communication, getting to let people know that this is what I'm doing. And I just charged 200 rupees at that time for a 2-hour class for the month. And there was an article that was on local Chembur news as well. I'm a Chemburite. So I was on the local newspaper as well. So people got to know me, and I got more and more enrollments. Then I started venturing out more. I said, how am I going to make this more fun for the children? So then I started doing dance classes for the children. And then I got a teacher to come in and teach them dance. Then I used to take them out for field trips. I used to take them to a fire station. So, I mean, I did a lot of things to keep the energy going. It's all about, it's all about what you think and what you want to do in life. It's the drive, it's the passion, and it just keeps happening. And I'm very, very happy to have my family support me. I mean, I wouldn't be here without my dad. My father was a huge mentor and my support structure. He believed in me, and he did what it took. And here I am 20 years later as a successful entrepreneur. The family played a very important role in my life.
Padma,
Thank
how
you.
was it for you to begin your journey? You know, how did you get into your first job and your first consultancy?
I finished with my bachelor's in human development, and I really want to say that I learned a lot in this journey because I mean, everybody really, really would like to encourage people to take up human development, and it has a lot of opportunities. And you can become a mental health professional, you can become a child counselor, you can really specialize in child psychology, and look at the early childhood education. It is very important, and it is really recognized today along with the other specializations. I began my journey working. I just got an opportunity to get into an NGO which is an adoption center. I started working there, and I stuck there for 8 years, and that's when I decided to pursue my social work from TISS. And trust me, that's when I really could use all my skills to work. I started getting very passionate about this job, and then that's when I got connected to doing counseling work. And mental health became my core at that point in time. I then wanted to enhance my those skills. I did my post graduation in counseling after doing social work, and then started. I went into a corporate office, but I couldn't fit there. I just thought that is not the right place for me to be. I was there for a year and a half, and I moved out, and I started working with schools, and I was really wanting to do inclusive education because and that's when I started specializing also in kids with special needs. I started doing specializing with learning disability, autistic kids, and I developed the concept of early identification and intervention in schools. And I try to drive this because many schools were not aware of in those days that how inclusive education works. So that's how I started, taking up my counseling work more seriously. But the starter was completely my college, because that's where I understood when, we were given case studies in Camden. That's when you would be given a child, we were told to, observe the child, figure out what is wrong, strengths, positives. So the learning all started there. Then I started becoming a mental health professional. I started working, addressing concerns of children and families. And the backup was important to really get this journey going. So I've landed up wherever I am here today, and I'm very happy with my work. I'm also consulting in few hospitals as a freelancer whenever I get the time. But the entire journey is something which I want to do. So it all comes from the heart. If you really feel it from your heart, I think you can just pursue it. And let me tell you now, with this COVID situation, possibly there are chances that a preschool or a daycare may not run. But let me also tell you, as an entrepreneur, you can give your special services as an individual. Go, to somebody's house and also pursue your early childhood education. And you can also, work on the child developmental strategies, even on an individual level. You don't have to work in groups. So as an entrepreneur, you can even do that.
Wow, that's really amazing. Both your journeys are so diverse and unique in itself. Uh, but now I'd like to ask you, did you ever have difficulties or fears, and how you're going to go ahead? What are you going to do? Some trouble, I'm sure, we all face these kind of issues. So what kept you going?
I think in college, I must have been one of those difficult students. I mean, I'm sure Rashmi ma'am and Kitty ma'am will have a lot to say about. I was bad with my, creative work, and my submissions were like, but were haywire. I was never those so-called high-ranked students, to be honest. But somewhere I was very determined to take up what I wanted to do. It was not an easy task, because I did have my challenges. Because those days, I mean, I'm talking about this 20 years back, when mental health or child development was not recognized. It was not understood. It was not the specialization anybody would then go for. So, getting into any kind of setup or making people understand that, we are here for good services for children was not understood then. But now times have changed. There are multiple courses, there are multiple opportunities. So, at that time, I had to find a way out. Also, I did, as you said, I did have my lows and ups, and there were times that I would not get a job. I just couldn't express myself, or I had confidence issues. But then I slowly overcame it, and I took it as a challenge. I used to do a lot of positive self-talk. I used to try to. It's not that all of us wouldn't have, drawbacks or challenges, but how we overcome and how we bounce back is very important. And I learned that over a period of time, and that's really worked well for me.
Wow, that's really nice. Sunita, how was it for you? Was it all you shifted to Canada? Was it all rosy and beautiful out there? How was it?
It was very beautiful out there, but then when reality set in, that's when I said, okay, it's time to pull up my socks. The honeymoon period came to an end. So technically, fear, I don't know, fear, not something that was ever in my dictionary. I mean, I always had faith, tremendous faith, and I always believed when there is faith, there is no fear. I always believed in myself. I knew I can do it. If I was 20 and I can do something in a little place and make revenue, I knew I would be able to go ahead in life. So I was very positive about my, my goals. I always kept myself on track. I never was distracted. A lot of people try to put you down. A lot of negative energy is all around you. especially when you migrate. You know, you're coming to a new country. It's a culture shock. People don't know you. It's like I'm starting all over again. It's not I'm in my place. So people have to recognize, people have to understand you, people have to know your potential. When I would speak good English, I had people saying, "Oh my God, you speak so well. How do you speak so well?" So, you know, I had to be around ignorant people who thought, okay, Indian brown skinned people don't even know how to speak. So I went through a lot of my challenges to prove myself and say, no, 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 you guys don't have it right. Trust me, we can speak better English than you. You guys have slangs. We don't. We can really speak good English. So it was a lot of learning experiences for me. But again, as I said, I always was on track. I had a lot of support from family. My husband was my rock. I mean, he really stood by me and he really believed in what I could do. And so again, you know, yet again, I could say luck. So, or whatever, but again, luck favors the prepared mind. So I was always very prepared in what I wanted. So that was my journey. Took a lot of experiences, started as a nanny in this country, worked for a family, grabbed experiences, then worked for a home childcare center, saw how that works.
Wow.
Then I worked for a company which was under the government. So it's an early childhood center. We call it the Ontario Early Years Center. So there the children are just dropped by parents for a few hours, and you communicate with the parents about how the children are performing in various sectors of learning, whether it's gross motor, whether it's fine motor, whether it's the 4 steps of learning, the 4 foundations of learning. So it was a lot of observing and learning for me. Then I always used to relate back. I used to go back to Prangan, and I used to remember those days when we were told to sit down and do, anecdotes. So we would have to sit down and write about every child, about the child's day, observations. So, like I said, I started relating, and it helped me when I related. And my journey just kept going. I never stopped. I never looked back. I always thought I have a lot behind me, and it's time to put it in reality with real life experiences. So, but I was very lucky as well that I had a lot of good people here. The ministry recognized my work. I had the region of Peel who recognized my work. I was acknowledged by the mayor of the city, which is a huge achievement for me, coming from a different country. Yes, so I was acknowledged by the mayor. A beautiful letter was sent to me by the mayor of the city. That's what said to me, Sunita, there's no looking back now. You can do it. Just keep going. So that was my mantra. Don't look back, be positive, be motivated, and keep going, and you will get what you want. So that was my journey.
That is really beautiful. Padma, did you when she said that Prangan kept helping her out, and the experience in Prangan kept helped her move ahead, do things. Did that happen with you? I mean, I remember when we were in Prangan, we used to crib, saying, why do we have to do this? How does it help? I'm sure you both can relate that.
Yes, actually, initial stages are like, you really don't know about children, and, you're just moving around, not understanding anything. And Prangan was the laboratory, but that practical experience kind of, triggered the thing that for me, a liking in kids, which, in initial stages were like really very uncertain. But eventually, it was a learning moment. Also, even potty training, a lot of things that were incorporated, and we were taught, very minutely. A lot of things were taught to us, which made a lot of difference when we went outside the world to start working or getting into these specializations. Also, understanding child behavior, the developmental aspects, the emotional aspects. When a child would cry and wouldn't want to wean off from their mother, that time when you're young, you think, big deal, I mean, but then later on, you really get into the depth of it and understand why it's a process, weaning off is a process. So there was a lot of learning moments that happened, and I mean it from my heart. This beginning of my journey has taught me a lot of things.
I would like to add a little bit to this.
Yes, yes,
As
please.
Padma was saying, a very important, and I think Anu ma'am will agree with me, is, we would be told to do menu planning. So we would have to plan, the menu plan for the children. So morning breakfast, their lunch, their snack. So it was, at that point of time, I was like, oh my God, what am I doing? Right? What am I planning for? But today when I look back, I make all the menus for my centers, which is recognized by the dietitian and the nutritionist in Toronto. And I am so
Wow.
glad that, yes. So I was acknowledged by them and they told me that, oh my God, where did you get this experience from? I said, all thanks to my teachers and my college. And I'm able to plan. We have to follow the Canada's food guide. So we have to ensure that there is a balanced diet that is given to a child where it takes into consideration all the areas of nutrition. So again, at that point of time, I was cribbing, as Vinisha said, oh my God, what are we doing with our life? But when we go 20 years later and we start implementing it in our real life experiences, there's no day when I don't thank my teachers. Thank you, ma'am, for doing this for me. Thank you for, pushing us and, encouraging us to learn, because trust me, I'm saving lots of dollars because the life, trust me, because a nutritionist to come to your center and plan a menu plan for you is nothing less than $100 an hour. So trust me, I'm saving a lot of money, and all thanks again to BMN. So I just wanted to add this as well. Thank you.
Um, Padma, you are also the winner of International Award of Best Mental Wellness Expert of the Year from Indus in the year 2018. We would like you to share the experience with us.
I was nominated, 6 months in the month of June, and out of 10 nominations, I was selected, and I was really not expecting, because there were a lot of other famous so-called mental health specialists. So, but when my name really came out, and people did recognize the work that I did, because they also had done a lot of their homework before they selected me. So it was a proud moment, and I really felt it's all gratitude, for all those learning moments that have happened in my life. It's not that I haven't faltered, or it's not that I myself have not had those bad days, but eventually I have always tried to give my best to my profession, and I think end of the day that really counts. Whether you're an entrepreneur or you are working anywhere, you have to give your best, and you have to try to learn each day. Every time there is a learning moment, and this when my name was announced among the 10 people, it was a super proud moment for me, because I myself did have a lot of self-esteem issues, or and this really boosted my confidence. It was a happy moment even for my children, and they said, Mama, you are a wonderful counselor, huh? You got an international award. So at least your work is recognized, you feel appreciated, and you really want to do much more in this field, and you want to reach out, because today mental health, as we've been recently listening about Sushant Singh as well, it's the need of the hour. So we have to reach out to reach within is always been my agenda.
Yes, thank you so much for sharing that with us. Coming to a very important topic that we all have questions and a lot of questions about are the funding. How important is funding in being an entrepreneur? It's some girls sometimes they come and ask me, ma'am, can you help us? Can you guide us? How do I fund the projects that I want to go ahead with? So that's a very important question. Maybe Sunita, I think you should start sharing your experience on this first.
Okay, so yes, I mean, there's no business without funding. Financial ground is the most important aspect when it comes to starting your own business. First is believing in yourself, and then the second part is to give others the confidence to believe in yourself. So for me, my journey was it was very tough, Because yet again, I was doing my, running my company in a different country, in a new country where nobody knows me. So my background, nobody knew. What if I give her money and she's not going to pay me back? Or, nobody trusts you when it comes to money. That's the fact of life. Everybody would be there for moral support. But when you say financial support, you see people just say, okay, you know what, let's end the conversation here. So this is the fact of life.
Yeah.
And I know what these girls are going through, and I can relate with them. And I know this is the most difficult, aspect of being an entrepreneur, the funding, the aspect of funding, the risk factor. Okay, I'm going to put that kind of money. When am I going to get my return? When will I see something? When am I going to see profits? Will I even just break even? So I went through a lot of these questions in my mind. I kept questioning myself. I would start writing. I would do some budgeting. I would start writing. I would look at, what kind of, ventures, what kind of investments do I need? Sure enough, I had to put a plan in place. So again, you need a plan in place, girls. You need to be very confident, and you need to have a good business plan in place. You can talk all you want, but until you implement it and plan and implement it and execute, nothing's going to happen. So what I did was I put a business plan in place. I approached the schools that I worked. So this is how I went forward. I approached the schools that I worked. I said, you know what, I have a business plan in place. Why don't we start as a partner? Why don't we do something together? A lot of people said, no, we don't want to take that kind of risk. Sure enough, came back home, spoke to my husband, and my husband said, you know what, I believe in you. Let's see how much savings we have. So we had some savings. I had a house in the country. So I took some money out. So basically I took a line of credit from the bank.
Wow, that's a risk.
House. I took a line of credit against my house. And I said, okay, let's do it. So again, it was a lot of risk factor, as I said before. But you know what? If you don't do it, you're never going to know. So you have to take that risk. You have to believe in yourself and take that risk. I took a line of credit from the bank. It was a 10-year term. And within 10 years, before 10 years, I paid it all in full. So again, I believed in myself. I put a lot of hours into my work. I had long working hours. I was lacking family time. Trust me, I didn't even see my little one grow. My mom was looking after him. I was always on the field. I was always on my toes, attending to clients, taking my meetings, doing what it takes. And but I had a goal. I knew I have this line of credit which needs to be paid, and I did that. So I don't know how it works in India. I don't know what kind of funding system is there in India, but in this part of the world, this is how it happened. My husband again supported me, and here I am. So funding plays a very important role. So I understand the concern from a lot of people. So you have to put a plan in place. You have to have a business plan. Approach with a strong business plan. So when a person sits down with you, they shouldn't question you. They shouldn't doubt your business plan. You need to know exactly what you want to execute. You need to know exactly what your returns are going to be. So put it together. You need to have somebody to assist you with that. Talk to an accountant, talk to somebody who makes business plans, and then execute it, because you can't just go with a paper and pen and ask for money. Nobody's going to give you that money. Trust me. So this is what I did. I had a strong plan in place. Thank you.
Padma, what are your inputs on this?
So in my case, I was working, and then I moved on to be a consultant. But the thing was that at least because of the experience and the kind of work I did, I could quote what I wanted. So maybe I may not have these service facilities as an employee, but the perks that I get are good. So it's just that your work has to speak for you, and it really gets you the recognition and name. And as a consultant, when I got in, they really tried to offer me the best. And nevertheless, if I would have asked them for more, they would have really gone for it because they see the value in you. So, secondly, also, I believe that, today women are all moving forward, and they're finding multiple opportunities to do various things. So as entrepreneurs, they're all out. Gone are the days when you were restricted to being at home. As a homemaker, also there are women who are really being entrepreneurs, and I can see them on Facebook, women groups, and everything. So I think you can start with small funding. You know, just work within those resources, because today's time, I mean, you may not want to take so much of risk with so many layoffs and the trying situations. But I think nothing is impossible if you aim to do something, if you're passionate about something, and you want to work towards your goal. It is possible. It's just that you need to be a little smart. You need to do your homework very well. You need to research your stuff very well and get into it, and I'm sure you will be successful. And nothing is important. That at least I have believed in my journey that it's not impossible. It is possible. Provided you just, I know the days will not be that easy, but just strive for it. Just work towards it. Be a professional. Just go for it, and you're there. Completely, you're there. Is what I feel. It's important. And these are my learnings.
They're beautiful shares, and I'm sure the listeners are really empowered by your learnings. I'm very sure about that. I would like to ask you, did you ever have to worry about, Padma, did you have a team when you were consulting? Do you have a team below you?
Yes, when I was heading the counseling department in school, I had special educators who used to work with me, and that's how I could really build on a good team, and because you can never work alone. And right now, where I'm working, also I do have a team of people who work maybe not as a sports counselor, but I have a sports psychologist, I have a sports scientist, I have coaches. So we need to kind of sensitize, because child psychology is something everybody will not understand, and it's not their fault. So sometimes you have to kind of get in, when the coaches are working on the boys, and they might get a little tough, and you find somewhere the Indian kids are very low in self-esteem. So one remark, and they're completely down. So I have always worked with the team and try to build in the integrated form of how a child could develop in an environment. So yes, teamwork really matters, because individually, to say you really can't work and work towards a progressive goal.
What about Sunita? Do you have a team? And you said that you have a team of 60 people. How do you handle that?
Again, I never treat my employees as employees. I treat them like family. This is the key. This has been a strong, mantra that I've lived with. When you work with them like they're your own, they also tend to give you back the same way. So my employees are very, very close to me. It's a huge team that I work with, and I am there is a lot of diversity in my team. So I have people from various countries. I have employees from Nepal, from Pakistan, from Bhutan. I have people from Africa. I have people from Caribbean islands. So it's a lot of different people that I'm working with every day. So multicultural environment is something Canada is known for. So you have to really understand everyone. You have to respect them for whom they are. You have to respect their cultures. You have to respect their identity. And you have to be that strong mentor. You have to hear your staff out. So I do have a team. I have people who work under me. I have counselors that work with me who help my staff, because everybody goes through their ups and downs. Not every day is a good day. So I need to work with my counselors. I sit for every meeting. I do staff meetings almost every month, where I'm hearing out their concerns, because working with children is not easy. It's a very high stress job. And it's a huge responsibility working with children, because parents, they are very difficult to deal with. Even if you tell them your child has an accident, maybe just fell in the playground, you have 10 calls coming right behind. You have the parent, you have the father, you have the mother, you have the grandmother, you have the whole family calling you. But you have to deal with them. You have to deal with your client. You have to be empathetic. You have to work with them. And I train my staff. Don't lose it. Always put yourself in their shoes. They are away from, their children for 8-9 hours a day. It's a long day. We are raising these children, and they, you have to give them that confidence. So teamwork, as Padma said, plays a very important role. You need to do a lot of mentoring. I do a lot of webinars with my staff. We do a lot of online training. We speak to them about their concerns. Financial is a huge thing. I mean, I'm sorry to say, but our teachers are not well paid. So this is what I fought for, and I've registered myself with a program in Peel called Raising the Bar. So I am a very active member of Raising the Bar. So this is a program where I speak, for my employees, that they need to have a better salary, they need to have benefits, they need to have perks. What is motivating them to work with children if they can make the same money working in Walmart, to be in a retail sector? So you have to give them that recognition. They go to college for 3 years. They're working to educate themselves. They can just go to Tim Hortons and pour coffee and make the same amount of money, or flip burgers in Mac, right? So this is what it is. I mean, you really have to speak for your employees. You need to understand that financial assistance is important. So we've been successful in that. Raising the Bar has been an excellent program. And today we are getting a lot of funding from the government. So we are getting a wage subsidy from the government, which is $2 every hour. And we get general operating funding as well, which is an external $3 as well. So technically, my staff are making more than $20, $25 an hour, which is now giving them the encouragement to stay in the field, to retain staff. Retaining staff is a very hard fact in childcare industry, because you get frustrated. You have to deal with tantrums, not just the children and their parents and their other extended family. So it's too much for staff. It's a lot of mental pressure.
Right.
So hence, you need to have that incentive. They need incentives. So incentive would be a good pay package, perks, giving them benefits. So we have dental benefits for them. We are doing a lot of things working for these staff. That is why we are able to retain them. They want to be an early childhood educator. So we need to motivate them to be early childhood educators. So
I have a question here.
Yeah.
I have a question here. A lot of women who want to be entrepreneurs, they think it will give them a lot of flexible working. But I want to ask you, how many hours a day do you put in being an entrepreneur?
Okay, so the hard fact is that initial years, the building years, I was working 13 hours a day. So I would be gone at 7 in the morning, and I would be there till closing of the center. So 7 to 7, almost 12 to 13 hours every day, Monday to Friday. I had only my weekend for me. But now today, after 15 years, I hardly work 3 hours a day. So, so yet again, I chose this path. I knew there is going to be light at the end of the tunnel. And yeah, so today I just work 3 hours a day. I have cameras in my centers. So I'm just watching them online. And I just speak to my supervisors and my managers. And I'm able to run a successful show. I'm able to put a successful show just sitting behind the scene. So it takes time to believe in your structure. The initial stages are always difficult, like anything. I mean, even if you're in a married relationship, your initial years are difficult. You get to know your in-laws, to get to know the family, you get to, so it's a lot of hurdles. The initial stages are hard, but once you have them all inside, you know that it's going to be fine. So that's what it is. It's taken me a lot of time, but today I have a very flexible hour. I'm able to attend all activities that my son is into. I'm also part of his school's council, so gives me time to do that. I'm able to live my hobbies. So yes, so today when I look back, I feel I took a right decision of being an entrepreneur. I have a very good flexibility. So yes.
Padma, how was it for you? Was it easy for you? Did you also have to put in long hours when you started?
Yes, and I do still put in long hours, because even if you are a consultant, mine is a residential project. So what happens is the kids are around 24/7. So there are times when they're away from their homes and they're away from their families. So you need to be reachable, and I have extended my time, and it's not that because I can choose not to do it. But I do even plan. I work on a Sunday if required be. So it's all about it. And also there are times when I need my free time and me time. I'm allowed to do that. That I can just take time off and take a break. But I generally don't enjoy being without my work. So it so happens that I'm so many times working 7 days. But I do give time to my family. I do give time, quality time to my kids. So I think that's important.
Yeah, that's really important. Having family time, and that's why I guess most of the Gen Z and the millennials now want to go ahead and be entrepreneurs, basically to have some kind of flexi working. But then, they also need to understand that there's a lot of hard work that goes into it.
Absolutely.
There are some questions that are pouring in. I will take up a few of them. Okay, so there's this lovely question. Does scoring great marks make difference in your career? Who would like to
Should
start
I
on this?
answer that?
Yes, please.
Yeah. Scoring good marks gives you a high, basically. It's not about external factors. Internally, it motivates you to perform better. So either you're in the safe comfort zone of not wanting to perform, or there are challenges which don't make you perform. So it's no, that doesn't rate you as a performer or tomorrow a successful person. Your marks don't really count. It's how your abilities, your skills that really matter. But end of the day, uh, trust me, when you start scoring, you put in that little more effort, you start feeling good about for yourself. And that gives you a high and you start really getting successful. And that happened with me. I can just give you a small example. That happened with last 2 semesters of my human development. I really started doing very well because I could connect with those subjects. And the previous, I was not a very good performer. And that really gave me a high and I started, doing better. So just think about how it's all for you. And once you start feeling good about it, I'm sure, but marks really don't matter. And I don't believe in that.
I would like to say something about this as well. I think marks is basically a reflection of what you're learning. I look at it like that. So the efforts that you're putting in, basically the marks that you have in your report or, in your, when you finish your college, is basically a reflection. And it actually, how I looked at it as is, what are my strengths and what are my weaknesses? I was never good in textiles. I knew it was my weakness. I was very good at early childhood education. I knew it was my strength. I was very good at child psychology. I know, okay, that was my strength. So a report card is actually giving you an opportunity to self-evaluate yourself. So look at it as something that you can, as a tool to evaluate your skills. So when I did a self-evaluation on myself, I knew where I'm going to go ahead. It doesn't mean that I would have not been a successful person if I took textiles or FSN or anything for that matter, but I knew my strength was in what I excel in. So that is what, your marks should only be a reflection, a tool to help you, move forward and be successful in the future. So it's not about just getting your marks. It's about performing, because when you come out of college, there is a whole big world out there. There is going to be no Kirti ma'am, no Anu ma'am, no Mala ma'am, nobody there. You're going to be out there and you're going to meet a lot of people who are going to try to pull you down, people who are not going to be, encouraging you. So you just have to look at that mark sheet then and say, hey, you know what? I got 80. I'm good. I can do it. So look at it as a tool which will help you in your future, and don't look at it as something that can bring you down. That is my perspective when it comes to marks.
There's a very interesting question here. It is how important is networking when it comes to being an entrepreneur?
Absolutely important. Trust me, because network, as I said, communication and network, they go hand in hand. You can be the best, but if you don't have media, you don't have platform to show your skills and to prove yourself to the outside world, it is not easy to be successful. You need to have a good network. You need to believe in the people that are in and around you. You need to you need to always pick and choose the people. Your network needs to be something that you pick and choose. You can't have a network with anybody. So again, if you are passing out of college and you are in a human development background, see what your ex-students have done. Create a network, join the team. You talk to us, get some kind of counseling. So you need to network in order for you to understand where you are and to be a strong mentor moving forward with your career. So yes, it is a huge tool when it comes to success, networking. Yes.
Yeah, and like you said, rightfully, the alumni can really hold a huge, play a huge role in this part, in helping the juniors out and helping the ones who are passing out now to
Absolutely.
step up the ladder. Definitely, definitely. Padma, do you want to say something about this?
Basically, showcasing your work and networking is the era today. I mean, you have to kind of reach out to people, and because the resources are many today, and how can you show your value and your worth? So it really, and your communication, your PR skills, all this matter a lot, and you should work on that. I think it's important. You should work on it.
Okay, there's another question here. So it says, so of course, before starting a business, there has to be a rich market study. How do you go about it? Padma?
You want me to take that one, Vinisha?
Yes, Sunita, I think you're the best person to do this.
Okay.
Yes, please.
Let's go back to doing your homework. So it's all about, again, doing your homework, doing a market study. Yes, very important. So basically, when I started my childcare center, I put a survey together. I wanted to see the demand in the area. You have to know where you're starting your business. Your location plays a very important role in your business. So a lot of people, I have a Montessori just very close to where I run my center. And a lot of people said, oh my God, you're opening something so close to a Montessori. That's competition. How is it going to help you? I said, competition always helps. Because what happens is when you have somebody with the same similar business model close to you, there are people that are coming to that center to visit them. So when they go, they do a tour, they speak about the prices, the fee structure and all that. It's always human psychology. When there's something next door, people always say, okay, let me just go check this place out as well. So I'm attracting clients without even advertising. You get it? So without even advertising, I'm getting people to walk into my door, and here I'm taking all his clients. So this is what it is. So doing your research, your location, plays a very important role where you want to start your business, your your company. So as rightly said, yes, you need to have a good survey. You need to have to do your homework. You need to have a good platform, and you need to understand the demand, because everything comes down to supply and demand. If there is demand, then there is supply. There's no point opening a business where nobody's going to even come or give you any kind of revenue. So planning and implementing, again, plays a very important role. So yes, I would say yes. Please do your homework. Without doing your homework, don't invest any money. Be very wise when you're investing money. It's a scarce resource. Trust me. Thank you.
Yes. Uh, yeah. Is there any message you want to leave our girls with, our viewers with?
Okay. First of all, I would really like to again thank Vinisha Chabra, now Savant, for giving me this opportunity and this platform to come and speak to various viewers. The college, BMN College of Home Science, what a just memories just rush down my my thoughts when I think about college. Beautiful memories, hard memories, all kinds of memories. So what I want to tell these girls is these 5 years of college plays a very important role in your life. This is what you have to cherish for the rest of your life. It's what you're taking with you. It's something, it's a value that you're going to take with you. when you come out of college, as I said, and you're going to go and face the real world. So please make the best of it. You're very, very blessed that today you have all this. You have people doing webinars for you. The college is hosting free webinars. We didn't have all this. We had to self-motivate ourselves. We had to build that self-confidence within ourselves. If I had a bad day, I would go speak to Kirti ma'am. If I had a rough day, I would go and speak to my mentors. So this is what we did, 20 years back. But today you have a platform, you have an alumni, you have a website for the college, you have people hosting webinars for you. So please take advantage of the resources that are given to you at no cost to you. Appreciate it, and believe in yourself and move forward in a positive direction, because you are the future. You're in college, you're going to come out, people are there's a lot of expectations from you, not just from your family but from the society. The society expects you to come out and give back. So what you've learned in these years, please share it. Please give back. Knowledge is about sharing. Knowledge is about giving it to others. So take that knowledge, take that value, and please bloom. Come out and give it to the world, and believe in yourself, and believe that you love yourself, and you will do it for the other people as well, and people will thank you for that. So trust me, you are in a very good place. You are in good hands. Love those teachers, respect them, and when they tell you, don't take it with a pinch, take it with a pinch of salt, but at the same time believe that their intentions for you are the right ones. So always do that. That's all I can say to you. Wish you all the best. Good luck with anything. And I will CC my email to all of you. You guys are more than welcome to send me an email, and whatever I can help you with, I will do my very best to support you. Thank you so much.
Padma, what is the message you would like to leave our viewers with?
I think Sunita has said it all, and I agree with her completely that our professors have been our mentors, and we could reach out to them at any point in time. So girls, do reach out to your professors whenever you need help, assistance, and they are the ones who can guide you also with the different professional upgrading that you can take in the future. They can also take you through every process if because they're so experienced and they know it all. And do reach out to us if ever you need, want to get into mental health profession, you want to be a counselor. You can reach out to us, and we'll be all there to help you. And I hope to meet all our professors soon once this lockdown gets over. And I really thank once again the entire faculty, Dr. BMN College, for having me in this platform and recognizing me. And it's a real pleasure to be here. Thank you so much.
I think we have Alka ma'am with us now. Alka ma'am.
I'm so happy to see both our alumni, and I think so they have shared their experiences, and they have also shared their mantra of success. So I think so all the home scientists, especially girls from human development, should not underestimate themselves and think that we can achieve. And if you have a goal, I think so you can be successful. So happy to see you all, and all the best. And also I'm very happy for Vinisha. She is the connecting factor for all of us, and I think for the alumni. Keep it up, Vinisha.
Thank you so much, ma'am. It's my pleasure. I'm really happy to be here, and I'm really enjoying this, connecting with diverse people, interacting with all of you, and going through your journey. It's a beautiful experience for me as well. Mala ma'am, Anu ma'am, Kirti ma'am.
Yeah.
Would you like to say something?
Yes. Yeah, I just wanted to once again thank Sunita, Padma, of course you, Vinisha. The way that both Sunita and Padma have been articulating themselves, a sense of confidence, I'm sure that the girls appreciate and hopefully learn from them. And all these little bits of very important information on the journey that they have taken and the success that they've achieved. And like both of them said, always keep that at the back of your mind to always give back to society. And I really appreciated that point. And we do look forward, Padma, with your expertise you have in counseling and Vinisha in early childhood education, to take a couple of more maybe subject-based webinars for the HD students. I'm sure Kirti and Alka ma'am would love to get in touch with you. And thank you so much, especially Sunita, for connecting all the way from Canada. And it's been a very, very enriching hour. So thank you again.
Thank you, ma'am.
I just got a message from Sunita. I think she's got disconnected. Anyways, thank you so much, Padma, and it's been a wonderful journey. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, Vinisha. Thank you.
Vinisha, will you be posting this, the link?
Yes, ma'am. It's going to be put up on our Dr. BMN channel on YouTube, and I'll be sharing the link also. All those who are connected with me, and also this time we'll be sharing the link on the emails with whosoever has attended this webinar.
Yes, I think that's very important because there will be many others who might not have been able to log in today. So once you share, then I'm sure that many others can also.
Our edition of Be Your Own Boss, the first edition, is already there on the BMN YouTube channel. So if anyone wants to go and see that, it's already posted up there. And soon this will go up too. And we're already in line for the next webinar. And you will all be getting the invites soon again. Thank you for being with us.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
Thanks. And I remember what our Padmavati and Sunita told about their schools and their organizations. I visited everything when they were working.
Hello.
Okay.
The school where the garage where Sunita had started the school, the adoption center where Padma had started her career. I have been to all those places, and I remember them growing from what they were to what they are today.
Can I say
all the
something?
best to them.
Can I
yes,
say something?
Yes, I'll come.
I'm Anu here, Anuradha. Yeah.
Yes,
so,
Anu ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So I would love to thank Padma and Sunita for joining us and giving such a wonderful experiences of your life, sharing it with such aplomb that people are definitely going to get inspired. I'm sure of that. Both of you, I'm giving a huge hug to both of you. And you know what? HD stands for relationships. HD stands for emotions. HD stand, and you did it. You were so emotional today. The way you talked, the way you brought out your passions. So, HD department, well done. And you also realized that nutrition is very important to keep that mental health alive. So, go ahead. The entire home science department itself is so intertwined that we cannot exist without each other. So, you did a wonderful job. Excellent job. And it was I felt like one mother hen. Felt such warmth from you guys. And I really loved the way you did the entire thing. Vinisha, you also did a great job. Excellent. So congratulations on the efforts that you have put in. And I'm sure all the girls who are listening will get very inspired. And girls, entrepreneurship is the way forward now. Jobs nahi mil rahe hain. So please make jobs for us and take 60, 70 odd people under you so that the employments will go up. So thank you very much, girls.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.